of Iman. But the meditation is hard. Not only by the words of Iman, but the meditation is hard. God and King, our leader is. So give him praises, and we all shall live. Not only by the words of our mouth, but the meditation of our heart. Not only by the words of our mouth, but the meditation of our heart. Let it accept, says the Lord. Let it shine. Let it shine. 'Cause we know that the wrong can't be right. Neighbor, neighbor, heavenly boy. So let all nations help us sing righteous praises to our God and King. Not only by the words of your mouth, but the meditation of your heart. Not only by the words of your mouth, but the meditation of your heart. Not only
Yes, greetings, Grand Rising. At the boo. Caribou. Welcome to dCyfa. Welcome back, another day. I'm in Wednesday. It's cloudy, rainy. But behind all that, the sun's still shining, you know. Behind the clouds, the sun's still there. That's what gives us daytime. It's a little dark, but, you know what I mean? The light will always prevail. And that's the mission 1-1. Bring the light back, man. Bring the light back. Huh? We've been living in a age of darkness for sure. Where, you know, what's prevailed is this greed and selfishness and egotistic living where the vision is blurred. Oh, we're live. Let me take down that banner. The vision is blurred. The vision is distorted by this sense of greed and ego, and you know what I mean? It's time to get back on track, get that focus back, That's why we do the deep breathing. It's simple. You know what I mean? The answer's simple. It's just doing it. Staying to it on a daily basis. Let's get some greetings out of the way. Yes, bless up, Salima. You're there in this spot. Give thanks for being here with us. Give thanks, Salima. Yeah, you're the first one here beating Toy on a regular. Yes, give thanks, Kanta. Kanta and wifey, Frenchie, co-host in the background. Give thanks for you guys' presence, your energy, you know. Toy, bless up, Toy. Bless up, family. Give thanks. Bless your heart for being here, for being a part of this, keeping it growing. Of course, Frenchie goes, bless up, bless up. Give thanks for everybody. Here now and in the future. Whenever you watch this, whenever this catches you, you know what I mean, in your actions and your movements, give thanks for tuning in and being a part of it and commenting and spreading, you know what I mean, sharing it with your friends and family. We got a principle, you know what I mean, the equation. Let me bring up the equation real quick. Right? I and I, that concept of I and I, each one reach one. Bring somebody new when you come back each time. You know what I mean? We're going to try to do this on a daily basis, at least once a day. But today I think we're got to go a second time. You know why? We're going to start a next tradition. Yesterday was 420, right? Some kids, I think it was in Massachusetts or something, came up with this concept. Connecticut, I think. You know what I mean? Celebrating ganja legalization type vibes, cannabis vibes. 420, right? Might have been Canada, really. My first one was in Canada. That's where I had my experience. My first experience with it. But same way, 420 was yesterday. Today we're gonna turn it up. Let me know if this is a vibe for you guys. Come back at 7 p.m. tonight or this afternoon, this evening, and jump into a vibe on cannabis reparations and legalization. Right? Reparations for Rastafari, those that have fought the battle for the liberation of ganja. Right? Blessings, yes, blessings. Blessings, Sean. Blessings. Greetings, family. Bless up. Courtney's back. Yes, Courtney. Bless up. Give thanks for being here. Bless up. Yes. Yes, give thanks. Toy sending the fire. Yeah, you know what I mean? That consciousness. That's we've been telling you. Ganja, Rasta has been telling you for a long time that ganja is the healing of the nation. It's a medicine, right? The best medicine. For several, it's the only medicine for several things that you know, only effective medicine. Been telling you that for a long time. So you want to come on another level this evening. I'm thinking 7 p.m., but we'll confirm it before we're done tonight. So let's get into it. Let's get into the meditation. Let's get this out of the way so that we can be on track. I won't spend too much time introducing today. We're going to continue on with the proceedings of, let me put that banner up real quick, the People's Commission of Inquiry, right? The People's Commission of Inquiry into Bermuda's pandemic response. We're going to continue on their vibes today. Today, the main question is the cure doing more harm than the disease? And we're going to break it down and go into some other levels on that, but that's the piece we're going to focus in on. But let's get this meditation in place so that we're tuned in, so that the reasonings on level height, you know what I mean? So that we come to an agreement, a consensus. We want to focus on agreement, right? Some people have reasonings or discussions or conversations and end up with animosity. We no animosity here. We want no negativity, no, you know what I mean? Egotistical vibes. It's strictly upliftment and building in these reasonings. So that's why we do the meditation first. You know what I mean? To guide us, tap into the source. Yeah. So let's get this started. Follow the instructions on the screen. 4-4 breathe and pranayama. Liberating that prana. Get it moving up and down the front and back of your spine. Right? Flowing. Visualize it flowing as it goes through each chakra. elevating, right? Let's do about 15 rounds, about 5 minutes of this. Yes, bless up. Okay. How that feel? How that feel? Give me some feedback. Yes, J Silver. Bless up, bless up. Give me some feedback. How that feel? Felt the energy circulating? Prana? That chi flowing through your each and every one of your cells. That's the wisdom our ancestors left us. You know what I mean? Give thanks for that. Give thanks for them not leaving us hanging. You know what I mean? Giving us that resource. Science of breathing. Deep breathing. Tap into the source. Give thanks. So as we continue, let's get into this vibe. Let's get into the reasoning vibe. I'm going to bring up our panel, our co-hosts with the most that are contributing, doing a lot of work in the background. A lot. If you're not in the Telegram already, get in the Telegram. Get in the Telegram. Okay, let's hit these. Yes, Deborah says yes. Good morning. Bless up. Yes. Many hearts to you. Love to you. One love. Sulima, yeah, feeling connected, right? You feel this sense of no. Doing that deep breathing connects you. You're alive, right? Peaceful, Toy says, yes. Feels natural, yes. It's our default state, man. That's our default natural state. That's where we're supposed to be. You know what I mean? Life pulls us, takes us in different directions, but our default state is that peaceful state, man. Give thanks. Yeah, so I'm going to bring in our co-host. Ladies first. Bring in Frenchie. Bless up, Frenchie. Being tuned in.
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising. Bless up.
The echo.
Oh, the echo. Let me hit the echo. Yep. Give thanks. Remind me when we go into the music at the end, remind me to put it back off so the tune comes through clean. All right. Bless. And Brother Moorish, Brother Frankie el Bey, good thanks. Welcome. He might be still going. Well, I'll come back to him. He had to do a few things first. All right, so we're in the house. We're in the space. We've got some heavy topics to deal with. The issue. Bless up, Kanta in the space. Bless up, Kanta.
Blessings.
Yeah, man. Greetings.
I'm just getting comfortable.
Yeah, man. Chill out.
Okay.
So the vibes today definitely got some heavy content to cover. Heavy content, especially for the sisters. So give thanks for all the sisters being here. We got some material that definitely is pertinent to the sisters and the sisterhood. It's critical. So if you got any other sisters out there that you're concerned about in terms of this, the impact of this of coronavirus, but specifically this supposed cure that they're promoting, right? Or solution they're promoting that is leading to nothing but problems so far, right? Controversy and health issues, adverse health issues. So we can get into that a little bit, right? Under the theme that, you know what I mean? Is the cure doing more harm than the original disease? See, this Western medicine always has that issue. They got that conflict because it comes from an egotistical sense of mind, the Western medicine. Excuse me. Comes from that it's not got that wholeness to it, right? They don't consider the consequences from the beginning. It's just about self-glorification and you know what they can gain, the profit they can make. That's what drives this system. And so they run into these issues. And us, you know what I mean? We as a community, we're Bermuda's a conformist type of place. We prefer to be comfortable and just go with the flow than resist the. Yes, Toy says power and control. This is that's what about power and control. That's all they're demonstrating right now is power and control over us. And we're for the most part outside of this space here, majority of people are just going along with it. You have little movements or actions happening out there. Definitely the sisters circle of women that we're engaged with, they are definitely highly active. I like this one. It takes a artist to see. You mean the P from pharmacy is pharmacy. Yeah, that's what.
True, man.
True for real, right? That's what they engaged in when it comes down to it. And the P is for profit.
What?
So profit and harm. That's all they're dealing with. This Western medicine system, right? So I've got some pieces to share. Let me bring this out. Let's go to it says yes, harm and let me bring Moorish in his indie space. Yes, welcome Moorish. Frankie.
Yes, peace and love to everybody out there. It's good to see and hear everyone.
Yeah, man. That's up.
Yeah,
So you had a comment.
I just noticed when Silver moved the P there, that what's left over is pacified. So harm and pacified.
Another harm and pacified.
That speaks to the conformity you were just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Being passive.
Being passive, yes, chama. That's see the outlook, the vision. When we come from different angles, we see deeper and further. We see more. You know what I mean? The collective. That's what this is about. So as we continue, we got I got some things to generate some thought. The Telegram group is running hot, like I was saying earlier. If you're not in the Telegram already, join the Telegram. Get involved. The topics are being moderated by our co-hosts, and we're fulfilling roles. So roles are starting to fill out naturally, right? As we put up the topics to go into, people are assuming bringing their skill sets to the table and filling the gaps where needed. And you see what I'm saying? This is the future of leadership, right? Where we come together and fill in where we fit in, and do play our part in the solutions. Yes, science could break down. Yeah, man, that's what we bring here: science and logic. The scientific method, you know what I mean, and how to navigate between these logical fallacies out here, right? Take the mystery out of these symbols that are ours, our symbols. I'm making them clear so you can see the message that our ancestors laid out there for us. Give thanks. So on God, let me change that up. I got some messages. I want to start with Jan's statement here, because from the sister, the circle of women, they're pushing a serious message out here, and I just want to put that in the center right here. Bring down that banner. Put this message in the center. They're sending this out through various social media platforms and things, getting this message out. It's a strong message. You want to read it, Frenchie? Give it that sister a touch. Yeah, you're on mute.
Sure. Pardon the accent. We do not consent to experimental emergency measures that are scientifically unfounded and are not only causing more damage than good, but as well are violating immutable human rights. Did I say it right? Immutable human rights.
Mm-hmm.
The media and emergency agents are complicit in violation due to their use of coercion and force. Consent is paramount to engage in an experimental process of which coercion and force is illegal. Rights being violated are no harm, dignity, privacy, bodily integrity, no discrimination, freedom, movement, no coercion, no force. Wow.
Powerful, right? Powerful message. That's the circle of women and what they're bringing forward. You can get engaged with them. You see their Bermuda Freedom Alliance, the second hashtag there.
Yes.
And engage them. They also have the naturally COVID immunity, natural COVID immunity Bermuda, NCIB, Facebook page.
Yes, I tried to go on to this page and I couldn't find it. Drop a link. That would be awesome.
Yes, if I don't see a representative right now in the space. Yes, big up Curly. Curly Shutter gives us a like. Give thanks, Curly. If you was tuned in, bless up, Curly. Big DJ. And from country, from the hood, wow, migrated, but from Bay. You know what I mean? Give thanks, Curly. Bless up. So let's continue on this vein right here. We're gonna be hitting hard today. We're hitting with some strong messages about defending our sisters. So that'll come on top of it. Yes, Mary is in the place. Good morning, Mary. If you could, she's definitely one of the founder members. Mary Magdalene. Yes, drop it here, please, Mary. Give thanks. Yeah, she says she'll drop it in there, the links, right?
Thank you.
Yes, bless up, Mary Magdalene. Bless up for being in the house. Toy says, if your only point of reference is the media, television, or the newspaper, then you are blind. You are blind. I think, yeah. Then you're blind. Ways. What is taking in? I'm not sure. You gotta spell check. Spell check got you, Toy.
Autocorrect.
The autocorrect monster got you there. All right, so the post is there. It's the link is there. You can click on the link. Bless up, Sister Mary. Yes, give thanks for that. Believe, right? So exactly. Okay, let's bring it back up. If your only point of reference is the media, television, or the newspaper, then your blind beliefs is what is taken in. Then blind beliefs is what you're taking in. Yes, give thanks. Give thanks.
Right.
Yes, Myers, bless up. Life and love, brothers and sisters. Yeah, man. Same way back to you, Myers. Bless up. Not a roster there. Yeah, that roster consciousness is
Jeremiah.
Say it again.
I just sent blessings to Jeremiah.
Yeah, man. Foundation. So this message is strong. You see it out there. This is was posted to the Telegram by a member of the Circle of Women, but I'm sure they posted it to other social media and getting the message out there. They also have a letter that they sent out to the various stakeholders or decision makers and whatnot in Bermuda's government and whatnot. So they're standing up. The sisters are standing up. Peace and love. Yes, Mary. Bless up for that. Bless up for that contribution. Because it's about the teamwork piece. That's what's going to prevail. See, that's why we can celebrate and rest that we're already the victory is already ours.
Yes.
Because we got the main ingredients.
Love and unity.
Mm-hmm.
Love and unity.
Can't go wrong.
A direct reference to back up Jan's post there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll check it. I'll try to find the first. But it's from United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People.
Okay. Yeah. If you could pull that in. I just wanted to shift another little image to help us. Here comes trouble. This is you know what I mean. The big Chronics' biggest hit. Well, first I can't say it's biggest hit, but that first big one, right? I ain't even gonna try run that. That's definitely gonna pull the down. Definitely, but everybody knows that 10. Here comes the trouble. But the message, look at the message, visualize the message. You know what I mean? We got another one. I'll try to pull that one up same time. But I want, yeah, send your mind there. See what we can do it if we stand together. We could disrupt this system. Huh? Take it off of knock him off of the confidence path, the egotistical, self-righteous path, and show him that you got to be humble. Huh? Or we're going to take back what's ours. So, and in that light, definitely this evening, give me confirmation if people want to have what I'm naming it, the Rasta cannabis reparations, right? So we got a presentation definitely, but make today about that reparations day 221. Instead of 220, we're gonna do 221 and make it Rasta reparations day and come with that concept. But so that's the only side. We'll deal with that for later on this evening. Camila says, yes, here comes trouble. Bless up, Camila. You know what we're talking about. You're feeling the vibes. So
that reminds me of that gospel song, Wade in the Water. God trouble the water. You know?
Let me see if I
the
can.
word trouble is not necessarily, we have a negative connotation for that word, but God troubles waters, not negative. Here comes trouble,
Yeah.
Here comes the power.
This is it. The see, because my interpretation along keeping going with what you're saying there is to disrupt this system. We gotta make some people uncomfortable. Some people gonna view it as, you know what I mean? Hey, who's these troublemakers? Yeah, but that's if the interpretation you get. That's the side you're looking from. But if you're looking from the side, that this is had enough, then you know what I mean. We're bringing the solutions. dCyfa says, yeah, we are 2/3 water. So here we come. Give thanks for that link up. See, the science is solid all the way through this team here. Toy says, yeah, redemption song. Well, I got some tunes. So definitely get to the tunes to the end of the show, just in case they cut us off. It's the end. You know what I mean? That's the kind of setup. So we'll run the tunes. And plus this platform, I wanted to have music running in the background and things, but it can't work. We can't. Not yet. I'm gonna see if I can find a different solution. Yes, heal the world. Yes. Through each and every breath we take, we're helping to heal the world. When you tapped in, flood them all about the ark. Yes, and I love how you put it with the C. You tapped in. That wasn't a typo. That is it. The C, the ark with a C. That's a big piece. I'm going down that road too much right now, but that's a big piece. Give up, Cantor, for that. And God will call us too, right? He troubled them in early times. Yes, this is it. This is the wisdom. It's all tapping in. So on that vibe there, got this what was also sent to the Telegram, this video that by Dr. His name's a little tricky. Ali the Chief or Dr. I ain't got his full name here. I posted the link to his videos. It was the Instagram was originally posted, but I'm pulled up the full video also that he had sent out to YouTube. This is concerning the impact of this mRNA vaccine, right? Well, both the mRNA vaccine and the Johnson and Johnson AstraZeneca.
It's gene therapy, right? It's not a vaccine. Let's
yes.
correct. Let's make sure we correct our language.
Give thanks. Let me stay disciplined. This gene therapy experiment. That's what this experiment, this big experiment they're running on humanity. Is some of the effects of it, and this doctor goes in heavy on that. So let's go into his Instagram post first, because that's provocative. Provoking that thought, and put it that way, provoking that deeper thought, right? And this is Ali the Chief 99 on Instagram, but he's got various pages. We'll get into that in a second. A little more. Okay, bang. So now this is the question. Add to your courtship questions, right? Did you take the runner shot or have sex with anyone who did. This is a serious, reflect on that for a second, what our conversations are going to be like in the future. Just to provoke thought. Just meditate on that. Huh? The effect that this is going to have in the future. Because it's an experiment they're doing on humanity, pressuring us into making choices. Most people that are on the fence, if they did decide to take it, it's because of the pressure of, oh, I can't travel, I'm not going to be able to engage in my regular daily activities if I don't.
Fear-based decision from them threatening to take away our freedom and joy.
You see what I'm saying? That's not informed consent.
Making people feel like they have to.
You know what I mean? They say it's no force, but that's force. That's coercion. They pressure them.
Take it, but if you don't take it, you can't live your normal life anymore. Basically, you can't. God knows to which extent this is going to go. Right now we have very few limitations. They could very well change that.
Yeah, but we know, Bart already spoke on that his considering these things. You know what I mean? He's weighing out these vaccine passport issues. So yeah, it's the green passport you see in Europe and whatnot. Israel is already using it. Well, could get into that video. It's already causing this discriminatory issues because you can't enter a stadium, to see a concert or a restaurant even if you don't have this green passport, this green tick on your this app on your phone. You can't show that you had the shot, the jab. You can't get in. It's crazy. It's really crazy the times we're living in. Let me go to the comments real quick. Mary says sometimes he calls on his army. Yes, I believe he always calls on the army. But just right now we realize that what we need to organize as an army. Biggest criminals ever. This is going down. I'm telling. This is. So I want to get in and out today. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time flashing these holes out because you're flashing this whole thing out because we did it all through the last 2 weeks. All the materials really there. There's one more session tomorrow about the origin. We're going to go in heavy on the origin of the virus in the first place and finish the whole story, bring the whole story back full circle. And then from there, we got everybody, the materials out there. You can tune in, go on to Welcome2dCyfa on Facebook or YouTube, watch the material, get yourself up to speed, get in the Telegram groups, get preparing because the next step is the action. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was this life ever our true normal life? These are big questions. That's a big question to consider. Have we ever been living our normal life? Because they want us to go back to this new normal. But you know what I mean? We definitely don't want to go back to that other normal, the way it was, the way they manipulated. We want to go back to that ancient future, the ancient future. Right? Farm raising humans. Yeah, these are some big concepts. That's what the goddess it's in the language. It's in the, you know what I mean? The indoctrination is a process, and they enslave the mind, right? Even with the herd immunity concept, the way they turn it, you know what I mean? A herd, farm raising humans, right? It is deception. He slowly moves the goalposts until he has implemented his demonic plan, plan of darkness. I cannot speak definitely that these people are worshiping the devil type vibes, but we can say that what they manifest is of that dark area, that dark lifestyle living. You know what I mean? They don't bring solutions that bring liberty. They bring more negativity on top of negativity. That's how they live, man. And they keep us in that fear state, right? Dysfunction is their normality. Yes, right? Corona, this is all about coronation. Now, easy, Silver. You're going into the esoteric science. Right, Mark says it is how the few controls the many through fear and manipulation. Yes, and
I'd
you
like
have
to
to
add. I'd like to
jump
add
in. Yeah.
pacification into there.
Yes.
I'd like to add pacification because that really is. I think the convenience is the killer.
The
Really,
convenience.
because especially on the island, on this island, been had it too good for too long. So we talk about, what they're doing and what they do and all this here, but it's really about what we're doing. Really. Because are we participating in this plan? I mean, we're talking about they're doing this and they're going to require this to do this. All that belongs to them. All that belongs to them.
Thing is, they made people depend on certain things. And when you think about Bermuda and how Bermudians live, they love to travel, and because the island is so small, they love to go and see the world. And now it's like Bermudians in specific feel like they're gonna lose this. So it's
Yeah,
like,
they will, because they will lose access if they don't continue participating through them, or who we call them, right? Then they will lose those types of freedoms, or not even freedoms, because they're not freedoms. Those are benefits and privileges. Those planes that Bermudians are used to boarding do not belong to Bermudians. So therefore, they're doing business,
right, they're
right?
encouraged.
So if Bermudians had their own planes now, then they can make those type of decisions. If Bermudians had their own boats, they can make them type of decisions. But Bermudians don't earn this type of stuff. See?
Yes.
Don't even earn the land. Don't even earn the land. So can't even grow the food. So don't even earn the food.
Right.
So we have to face these realities is what's really holding us back, because we continue to participate and then complain about the game we're playing, but we're continuing to play the game instead of playing our own game. So we gotta look at the real issue here, is because we'll be forever trying to guess what it is they're doing and why they're doing it. We don't know unless we ask them directly and they give us an answer directly. But we should be spending more time thinking about what it is we're doing and how it is we're gonna move up out of this. We might have to forego baseball games for a whole generation and go play baseball in the park with our own youths. How about that? You see what I mean? We can forego a lot of these what we're mistaken as freedoms, a lot of these benefits and privileges we have for other things. You see what I mean? So I just pull back from that perspective.
Well, jump. Go for it.
It seems like there's a saying in French that's basically says that a problem identified is half solved already. And in the scientific method, number one is observation. So I feel like the observation phase is ongoing right now, but we have gathered a lot of information already. Now we have to ask ourselves the right questions in order to engage into that problem solving phase. And I feel like we're doing quite well, because we are getting to the point where, in my mind already, I have some ideas and on how we can proceed. And I'm sure I'm not the only one having these ideas, because we all know where ideas come from, right? In the unified field. So if I have those ideas, there's more people that have those ideas. I'm not the only one. So now is formulating hypothesis and moving on with the process.
These are big questions we gotta consider. Jeremiah went right in. Yeah. I know you're right. The synergy is here because you're right on time. Because that was the next slide, Myers.
Oh.
Are you familiar with the Nuremberg Code? Well, yes. Look,
Oh,
Article 6, Section 3. In no case should a collective agreement or the consent of a community leader or any other authority substitute for an individual's informed consent. And there's other violations. I'm going to go even further on that one. Right? Highlighted. These are just a few highlighted. And then we'll go back to the comments because got a lot of comments coming in. Leaders should be aware that mandating masks on the citizens of a nation and preventing their access to food, healthcare, transport, or education if they don't comply is a war crime. These are serious indictments we're laying out here. These are serious. This is affecting people's immediate life and any future, right? Masks or any other medical intervention must remain voluntary. And I even go as far as to say they're affecting not just the people that are taking this experiment, that the whole humanity is going to be engaged in it because we're seeing effects passed on, and this is what the brother gets into, effects that are passed on as hormonal exchanges between sisters, and the menses being very heavy and the blood clot and all of these issues that they're dealing with. So we're going to lay that out. Let me get into the comments and then we'll go into the video real quick. Let me just pull it back to the Nuremberg. Jump in.
I'm just confused because how is that written down on paper and this is still happening? Like
it's because of our we do not comprehend the difference between citizenship and nationality. A lot of these laws only apply to basically human beings. And
right.
when you're a citizen of a foreign corporation, you're not represented as a human being. So therefore, only the corporate law applies to you, and you forfeit your rights for privileges and benefits. Your rights and freedoms get forfeited for privileges and benefits. So this is why studying law is important for everybody. At least the very basics of law is important to know the differences between having citizenship in a corporation and having a nation or a nationality with a country, with the land. So you have membership with a ship, or you're moored basically to the land.
Right.
So this is why we can find these things, but they only apply in certain areas. You see, so it's very important that we study law in this regard, especially nationality,
Which I just want to reiterate is a heavy topic in the Telegram that Brother Frankie is driving, dealing with the issues of nationality, sovereignty, and how these laws impact us and what should be our stance, and just pushing the conversation so that we're all moving forward together. So get involved in that Telegram group. I want to get into this video with the brother so we can discuss these issues of that this cure is presenting to us, and if there's possible solutions for it, because he discusses a particular situation. But before I do that, let's just finish these few messages here. Mary says, stop wearing masks, stop social distancing, stop obeying lockdown. This is it. But when we do it as individual, it's not as much of an impact. They can isolate us and, you know what I mean, attack us. But let's say we got 20, 30, 50, 100, 1,000 of us. The impact's a little different. So that's what we're working towards, building up that type of a movement, right? And come from an informed position. We want to be in as much an informed position as we can. Canterbury says, people who drift in life don't find the why, don't find their purpose. Those are the devil's agents. Yeah, the ones that are sitting on the fence. The ones who don't consciously contribute. They are of this world, and that's where their values and riches lie. They stand for nothing and fall for everything. For the things of this world are meaningless. Yes, they get caught up in the rapture. Camila says, some can't afford to quarantine her for lengthy period hotel at their expense. Freedom Area is good to look into for charters. Maybe we can arrange charters for ourselves. Yeah, we are going to. I would love for us to move, and Frenchie is heavily involved in that component, gathering us together, make sure we can be sustainable and fund our movements, right? That is definitely something we're looking towards. So Camila and Frenchie, you guys get together. Let's drive this. Let's. I love to see us. Me personally, I want to go towards Tanzania, but we talk about it and we travel together as a group. All of us, all, you know what I mean, on one flight, moving, huh? Taking our vacations together, taking our children with us, family, everybody, and nothing to do with all that vaccine, nothing. A passport, you know, a vaccine passport. Facts, right? We already covered them too. Freedom of movement is an inalienable right, right? Though, and so that issue, we'll get into the depths of that issue of inalienable rights and the status and how we claim it. Brother Frank is definitely heavy on that, and we so get in the Telegram so we can boil that right down. Right? I'm excited that more and more people are waking up, but because of this, the danger is that the globalists are stepping up their agenda. Yeah, see, they'll see our actions, and we're gonna be transparent about it on certain levels. You know what I mean? That we are resistant. That's what this is. But we're bringing this out. You know, we're televising it literally, but at the same time, there's a lot of programming going on in the background that they're not gonna know about. Salima says, look at the history of pharmacy and pharmacon, which can mean remedy or poison. The origin of the roots. See, we got more than just Brother Moorish in terms of etymology. Sulima's in heavy too. Come on.
Lima, you need to get back on your herbalist stuff.
Mm.
We need more herbalists in this community.
Yes. Well, spread the knowledge. Definitely. All in the word and in the jargon. Yes, they use the word and the gangsters. Yes, the system is a scam. Biggest pyramid scheme ever. The information is out there for all to see, but they keep us so distracted, right? Through the entertainment and the television that we don't bother to look for it. And too many people have so much faith that their government will provide that info. Yes, blind faith. Definitely blind faith. Cantor comes back. No danger. It's the fear that's the danger. Don't let it in. We mobilize because we do not fear the enemy. Yeah, the mind is the ultimate portal to all health. That is truth. Because we believe in righteousness and liberty. Because we stand for something. The change is fueled by faith. Even it's the size of the mustard seed. Many seeds, many gardens. Give thanks, Canterbury IV. Bringing that knowledge right to your blood veins. Give thanks.
Blessings.
Yeah, man. Give thanks. You know that. So yeah, on that, let's get it. Let's get this video. Let me get this video running. This the brother doctor. But he says it in the video. You hear it. Where did I put it? Photo sticker. Nice study microphone. Oh yeah. All right. So he introduces himself. The picture's a little bit dark. His we gotta talk to him about getting his camera set up a little more little brighter. Let me see. Before we go in, let's do a couple more comments. Fear is the disease. Yes, we give our life and it chases us into a hole. That's it. We give them life, I think, and chases us into a hole. Bless up, Nubia. Give thanks for being here. Bless up. Wow. Yes, and we give it life. Yes, let me get back. He corrected. It says, fear is the disease. Yes, we give it life and it chases us into a hole. Yes, it's our voluntary choices that puts us in these situations. Although, I mean, there's a lot of coercion, there's a lot of force, but in the end, it's the choices we're making that allow us into that space. And our mind state, as Brother Cantor put it, the mind state is the fear that's the real danger overall. But there's some physical dangers, and we'll get into that as this brother talks about.
All right, family. I believe we're live on IG and live on YouTube, Facebook. They of course, decided to take my account away. It's temporary, so I will attempt to resolve that. I implore strategy, even though I am going to stand up for what is truth and what will help people. Tonight, we are going to talk about women in specificity, women as it pertains to the latest information that came out from the CDC. So I don't have speculation to give you. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Amaru Namatagashi Ali. I am the head doctor at the Aboriginal Medical Association. We are an indigenous medical institution that works towards studying the anatomy and physiology of people who are called African American, African, those terms that have been put on us, terms that we did not put on ourselves. So our anatomy is unique, our physiology is unique, our immune systems are unique, and this is well documented. But because we had not formed the institutions prior to the Aboriginal Medical Association that could record this information through diagnostics, publish information, and provide it to you, there was no way of defending our people. So let's jump right into the information because I don't like to keep you long. I want you, I want you to get what's here. So I'm right at the CDC website. I'm going to show you where I am. You see that right there, guys? Y'all see that? It's a little blur on that, but I'm going to back it up for YouTube. There you go, YouTube. I took a screenshot of this particular page from the CDC website, but at the top it says J&J Janssen update. Right. On April 13th, 2021, CDC and FDA recommended a pause in the use of the Johnson & Johnson Janssen's COVID-19 vaccine. Of the nearly 7 million doses administered so far in the United States, a small number of reports of a rare and severe type of blood clot have been reported in people after receiving the J&J Janssen COVID-19 vaccine. All reports occurred among women between the ages of 18 and 48. The symptoms occurred 6 to 13 days after vaccination. As of April 13, 2021, of the more than 180 million doses administered so far of the Pfizer, BioNTech, or Moderna vaccines, no reports matching those associated with J&J Janssen vaccine have been received. So they didn't match. So we have 4 companies, I believe. AstraZeneca is also doing it. Women only, though. Why women only? We are about to go in. Listen, this is a jurisdictional issue. So this is an issue of community. They're saying women who didn't even get the vaccine now, they meaning common people come in to report, and medical diagnostics are saying women who did not even get the shot, who are around people who had the shot, are also having issues. Why? This is a jurisdictional issue. This is an issue of community. Just imagine you're by yourself. You don't want to take this shot, but your mother, your father, your friends, your family, everybody takes it. Shit, your boyfriend, husband, and you decide, I'm not going to deal with them. Who are you going to deal with? Who are you going to be around? It's a jurisdictional issue. Now, we do have tribal contraindications. Our medical institution is registered with the World Health Organization, which provides the international right for contraindications. This means that that particular thing, shot, whatever it is, medical interface, will cause harm to you that is known, genetic, biological, etc. So we use our contraindications in travel, we use them in schools, we use them for work, we use them for all of those things. Okay? And they're perfectly lawful and legal. So in the Shiamaru tribal government, we use all contraindications. We do not use any of these shots. We have been here for a very long time on Earth, developing immunity without these problems, overcoming the 6 types of pathogens without any problems. And there are 6 specific types of pathogens which we're going to go over. So J&J, you're out of here. Why women only? Well, why not men? What's the difference between women and men? Y and X chromosome. Women have 2 X's, man has Y and X. What produces the Y chromosome? Male androgens. What is the primary one that we know of? Testosterone. What's the primary thing that women have? Mitochondrial DNA. So somewhere in the hormonal network is the end product of men not having these issues, but women having these issues. And even women who have not gotten the vaccine, being around other people who have, are now reporting that they have this problem. So what I'm going to say is going to be very basic. I need you to understand that I wrote this book right here. I'm competent. This book shows you how to pre-select the gender of your child before you conceive. I have all types of testimony on my website, my IG page, I'll Lead the Chief 99, Facebook page, Amaru Namataga Shiali, YouTube page, Aboriginal Global Media. All right. This book was dedicated to my mom, who overcame cancer that metastasized from her throat to her breast to her uterus to her lymph nodes. She was basically out of here. She was strong enough to save herself and fight. But guess what? And this is no disrespect to my family. My father decided to get the shot. He convinced my mother to get the shot. So guess what? Until I figure out how to solve this problem, my children can't go around my parents. So we're going to go and talk science today. We're talking science. We're talking science, science, science. Let's go. Molecules of emotion. All right. This is really important. I'm going to read something from this book. All right. Mind-body connection, emotion-carrying peptides. For example, the receptors for sex hormones that had been unexpectedly identified in the brain and then ignored for many years were clearly the mechanisms through which testosterone or estrogen, if released into the fetus during pregnancy, could determine neuronal connections in the brain and permanently affect the sexual identity of the child. John Money. The famous John Hopkins psychiatrist had shown that female fetuses exposed to testosterone-like steroid hormones, while as a fetus, were more than likely to become tomboys and avoid dolls. We're creators. They did the studies at Johns Hopkins and they found out, oh, if the mother is exposed to too many steroids, guess what? The girl is coming out a tomboy. So you say you were born that way? No, you were engineered that way because somebody violated who they were. This is why we use this book to tell you to plan pregnancies. Because if you don't plan the pregnancy, you're going to be stressed. Stress is going to create cortisol, all types of other activities, testosterone, and then your daughters are coming out looking like Young and May. By the way, who was a dope artist. His style is killing me. But we're here to stay here. Our duty is to stay here. There will be casualties on the way. Our duty as humans is to try to stay here. So, what is happening in the body. They're telling you, you can take this and it's perfectly safe, but it's altering your gene codes permanently, and I can prove it. Williams Endocrinology, 10th edition, page 18. I'm going to show you the map so you can see it. Look at this map right here. Look at it. You see it? Let me show you on YouTube. You see it? See that map? Upper left? It is describing how RNA polymerase is synthesized by the DNA, which synthesizes messenger RNA, which that's called transcription, which then goes to the ribosome or the melanosome and then starts to make proteins, transfer RNA. So DNA, RNA polymerase, messenger RNA, that's transcription. Jump over to protein synthesis. Nails, eyes, hair, skin, bone. Each a different type of synthesizing of proteins that become cells. Each one different. So what is it in women with this particular shot or being around people getting the shot that's causing this problem? Because it has to be here somewhere. And we know what it is. Let's go. 6 types of pathogens. I got my notes out today. Y'all know I don't teach with notes. 6 types of pathogens in chronology: viruses, prions, bacteria, yeast, fungi, parasites. That's in order. So when we hear the term virus, what we don't know is that's decayed. Where did the first viruses come from? Decayed cell particles. Decayed cell particles that are picked up by bacteria and yeast that are resynthesized into proteins. But they can have a problem with them. Now, when it comes to women having all these blood clots, how does blood clot? It agglutinates. It agglutinates. Women who eat mushrooms, women who eat excess chicken, women who definitely eat excess cheese. Ammonia replaces the potassium in your cells, and your cells start to stick together. If the charge on the outside is not electrical enough in valence, then they will clump together. And when they clump together, blood clots. It can clot anywhere, definitely during the cycle. So when the women in this study were 18 to 63. And the numbers were not small. They were up to 60,000 reported. Even death reported within that 60,000. So what we want to know is Johnson & Johnson made the report. YouTube, if you shut me down, is because I'm reading what's from the CDC website. They reported it. They recalled Johnson & Johnson. I didn't do it. That's a fact. Go to the CDC website and see that. So now, women, this is what you need to understand. First of all, your pheromonal network is different. Pheromonal network, we're about to explain. Even yeast have a pheromonal network. It's in here. Yeast have a pheromonal network. It's in here. Let's look at it. All these organisms are engaged in what? Let's go. Let's go. I'm gonna highlight. I see that I've been reading this book for so many years. Look at it right there. Because you're gonna be able to get this and screenshot it. Why didn't you do a PowerPoint? Why didn't you do a Zoom? I'm old schooling it. That section talks about the pheromonal network of yeast, the vomeronasal organ. right? Right in your nose, which gives you what? The sense of smell, olfactory system. Yeah, olfactory system. Your sense of smell. 440 different types of smells that you can smell. Check this out. Check this out. If Williams Endocrine says it, let's take a look at it in history. What's that? That's the Ankh. What's that? That's the circle of Willis. You see that? Ankh, circle of Willis. Ankh, circle of Willis. Oh, this is a womb. No, it's an organ in your brain. And let's go. Look at this queen with the Ankh to her nose. Why is she putting it to her nose? Cedar trees in Egypt. Incense. Burning oils. It is the woman's sense of smell, when it is correct, that can detect who is the strongest mate to mate with. So your vomeronasal organ is all out of whack right now, which produces gonadotropin-releasing hormone, which produces luteinizing hormone, follicle stimulating hormone, which produces some type of estrogen, one which is carcinogenic. That makes you bleed every month. Then you start clotting. Then you start having miscarriages. Then you can't have babies. You can't. Your fertility is under attack. Now I'm going to the core of it. Life. Your fertility is under attack. Your fertility is under attack. Life is under attack. Your family members are taking this shot. They're around you, or they're trying to get you to take it. The lead person on it has openly spoke about depopulation. Are y'all here with me? Are y'all here with me? Y'all ready to fight? This is the last fight. This is end game. This is it. This is over. My channel might get deleted. IG, YouTube, I might be gone. This is end game. This is end game. Life is under attack. Life is under attack. Now, if you say, brother, you're too extreme, what's your last name again? Jones? What's your last name again? Jackson? What's your last name again? Life has been under attack by pathogens. You need to hear this. Your husband got the vaccine. You didn't. You're about to have sex with him tonight. And that's the magic. And that is the magic. That is the magic on this plane. The magic is how appropriately we deal with gender coming together to produce the future. That is it. That is.
All right. So I'm gonna take a pause here. It's another 10 minutes or so in his presentation. But up to this point, any specific questions? Frankie, you said you were considering something, keeping up with what he was saying.
No, I was just saying that he lost me a little while back, like just where he was trying to go. I guess he was is a little emotional maybe about what's happening. Probably would be too, but yeah, anybody else out there?
Right. Yeah. Any other feedback? He definitely gets into why it's a bit emotional, why this issue affects him specifically. Oh no, he did speak on it a little bit already about his mother.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So he sounds emotional, and so I was just chiming in that he had lost me his reasoning. I was trying to see where he was going with it, but yeah, generally his message is one of concern. It appears for the most part, and just raising the questions of, what now? Also, I noticed he was pointing to possibilities and all this, all this type of stuff. But when we go too far with just wondering the what ifs, it can lead to a state of fear, because the more you don't know, that's where fear lies, and what you don't know. So I'd like to also pull back to remember that these, to add balance to the situation, that these bodies that we've been given are remarkable in the healing capacity. In fact, they heal from day one, right up until they stop healing anymore. So as long as you have your breath, you have healing. No weapon of man is going to be stronger than the Most High. So remember to just love, trust in yourself, breathe, and also face the what ifs. You know what I mean? That's what science is all about. Also observe and take in all these perspectives and whatnot, because with self-love comes self-protection, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we need to know what's happening around us. We can't avoid it. We need to face it, face the fear, and gain the knowledge.
Personally, this makes me feel quite emotional, I have to say, to gain that knowledge. But I no longer make fear-based decisions, and I came to the conclusion that ignorance is bliss, but in this case, we cannot remain ignorant, because this is what's been helping the problem to grow. We have to gain that knowledge and face the facts in order to be able to develop solutions. And yes, I've been feeling very agitated with his words, and, the anger, the sadness, the fear is there. But I make a conscious decision to face that information, because he had the courage to seek it for us. Therefore, we have to use those resources that are there. And Brother Iman, I don't know if you purchased the books that he was talking about, but definitely some books that we need to have.
Yeah, definitely in our libraries. This is actually my first exposure to the brother. It was posted by someone in the Telegram group. I watched it, listened to a bit of his background, so I can do a bit of a recap so far, to see if everybody was following as he was trying to explain it. Like he did get emotional and get he's bringing in a lot of different issues, but let's see if we can recap it a bit. So he's saying that, by the title you see there, right, women, and this Johnson & Johnson experimental therapy shot, his mother took it, and so he's brought up this whole issue of what's going to happen. The question, let me see if I can pull up that question too. No, that's on the other page. Let's see. He brings up here, right, this add to your courtship questions. Did you take the runner shot or have sex with anyone who did? You're welcome. He's bringing up this controversial issue, posing it in your mind so that you reflect on it, and whether or not you're considering these issues going forward, because there is an implication of this affecting sterility of females and being able to pass it on as a pheromone, meaning hormonally. The women, when they get in the same household, right, they eventually start to cycle the same time, right? If you went to college,
there are definitely a lot of variables involved that we know of, and there are also those variables involved that we don't know of. Just like how the visible light spectrum is only a fraction of the total electromagnetic radiation. There could be things going on beyond our current knowledge that could be attributing to these abnormal flows that are happening right now, or being reported that are happening right now. I don't know if anyone locally is experiencing any of these situations, because we also have to remember that what we're experiencing on the computer screen, you have to take with a grain of salt. This is also television. We don't know these people, though they may look like us. We do not know them, so we have to also try to balance what we see that's going on the screen with what's going on outside, in our own personal spaces, or not personal spaces, but collective space, shared space here on this island. So anybody knowing any of the exactly pick the burns out, anybody knowing, that's got any sort of information like this happening locally, would be great at these times, so we can balance these stories, and so that we are not putting ourselves in a state of mind that actually makes it happen. Because the mind is very powerful. We can hold these what ifs in our head and actually make it happen. Draw that energy and make it happen. So, pick the burns out, as Cantor says. And I saw another good comment I want to bring light to by Simon, I think it was, about Pfizer, or about these companies in general. And if you do check their track records, they do have many lawsuits over many years that have been settled for many billions of dollars, like it says. So we're as Silver says, we're buying cars from a car manufacturer that has this type of record. Like, would you purchase a car from a car manufacturer that has billions of dollars of lawsuits, over the past few years or whatever? This information isn't even hidden. That's the thing. It's not hidden, but it's also not being spoon-fed. Like Frenchie had mentioned a while back. I think it was Frenchie that had mentioned that spoon-fed information. It's the information out there is not hidden, right? It's in plain sight. However, it won't be spoon-fed. So we gotta go out there and get it, and also share it with other people who are not, maybe we have to do some spoon-feeding, unfortunately, to to the other people as well.
Yeah, these are things we're definitely got to consider. So just we summarize it and pull into, because definitely got some much other material to cover, other issues that come up, but specifically here referring to the pheromones, the ability to for these effects to be spread easily. I think he brings up and cites some interesting information there to think and reflect on, but also on the connecting the blood clotting issue to the agglutination, and the spike protein that gets demonstrated on the cell. We went into that a bit yesterday about the effect of that spike protein, and that's being coded by the mRNA, and that any cells that take this mRNA signal up or instructions up are going to eventually express that spike protein and be treated as a foreign cell. And so your body will have these immune responses to them, but also which can lead to the cytokine storm and inflammatory responses, autoimmune diseases and whatnot, but also can cause the agglutination, or the sticking togetherness that he spoke of on this outside of the cells, the cell wall not having, or the cell exterior not having the right charge, so that if they're electrically charged, they'll stay appropriately distanced and flow across each other. But if the charge is not the same, not right, they may stick together. So he mentioned some interesting factors, some things to consider. It's a bit heavy on the science and emotion at the same time, but something to reflect on. The link is in the Facebook page if you want to go any further into that particular presentation. Let's go into a few more comments and then move into another segment. It's already 10:30, so we're definitely not going past 2 hours. But we start to wrap it up. But I want to get into this next section just before we go any deeper. So Camila says the gynecologist and author Dr. Northrup was talking about pheromones too, right? That was actually what led into that video in the Telegram group, right? As a possibility, but she said it needs more investigation. As with what you're speaking of, these other environmental factors, particularly the astronomical, particularly lunar phenomenon is been unique in these last few months or years. Really, we had some unique. I don't know if you guys have noticed down here in Bay or in the eastern end of the island, which is really all I'm being in this last year or so, like Shelly Bay or Bay Corner, the little beach down there. It's been extra low sometimes on the low season, like really low tides, right? And then I don't know if you remember a few months back, well, years, maybe about a year ago, year and a half ago, we had the super high tides where down in St. George's, the water came up above the in the square, right? The square was almost flooded because the water level had risen so much, right? The tide had a super tide. So we got these environmental factors, definitely. If they affect the the tides, they're affecting female bodies, right? Because that's that lunar connection that our ancestors told us about, and that we know in science that there is this monthly periodical nature about the feminine body and the feminine experience, right? Going on to more comments. If Pfizer was a car manufacturer, right, that was continuing on with what Simon was saying. Would you buy the automobiles? But now you're gonna go cross an automobile and you're gonna stick it in your body, right? These are decisions we need to make, or we want to get this information out to people before they make the decision. But we also want to give them the hope and support that we're going to build up systems to help them get out of that toxic situation that they might find themselves in. We're promoting herbal use, definitely the deep breathing and whatnot, because the solutions is definitely first off within your mind and within your body, keeping your body in tuned and flushed with plenty of water. These all support the processes, right? There appears to be an issue though, as many reports are coming in about this issue. I'm glad to have all the sources available to evaluate holistically. So we're just presenting this information to you, exposing you to some alternate views that you may not be hearing. You're definitely not going to hear that in the mainstream, right? Cantor says, yeah, pick the burns out of it. Mark says, all COVID-19 vaccines or experimental therapies have a black triangle status. We need to look into that, right? Which is in place to signify medicines that need constant monitoring. Well, they are on trial. This is literally, it's not a conspiracy. This is fact that these therapies, they don't come, the trials don't finish until the end of this year or beginning of next year or middle of next year. For some of these experimental therapies, the therapist is right there. Okay, Mexican in the cure, right? I'm just reading the comments there. You guys want to clarify? I see several comments there in the private chat on between Frenchie and Frankie. You guys want to?
I was just asking for clarification too. I thought there was one.
A cure?
I weren't sure if it was connotative, like we're talking about the jab, or we're
Well,
talking about.
in the video, the brother is talking about him trying to find a solution because his parents have been jabbed. And now he can't take his children around his parents until he finds a solution, aka a cure. So I was just, having thoughts around if he clearly has a purpose and a motive to do it right now. So I would be interested of staying tuned in to whatever he finds out and whoever else is working on a cure for people who might have been jabbed to, to reverse the effects or to minimize the effects that this injection has.
Yeah, he describes some avenues he's going to pursue, but if I remember correctly, he doesn't, he hasn't reached the cure yet. He just says, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to, we'll Zoom and whatnot. I love my mother, but I'm not going to be able to take her around until this situation because it's spread as a pheromone, is what he emphasizes, and meaning that it's your body gives off that hormone in the air, right? And passes it on. Say it again?
They're basically using nature against us.
Mm-hmm.
So they got that part, how the bodies communicate, and then they are basically playing on that right now, which is so disgusting in my opinion. They're coming after procreation itself. This
is the real issues we got to consider, but always remember, we have the solution. Like we said, we tap into our breathe and our healthy habits, right? Plenty of water, exercise, sunlight.
I guess nowadays we're gonna have to give a more concerted effort in those regards, of being healthy or whatnot. Like we gotta, if the evil, I guess you can say, agenda is running this fast right now, is putting the pedal to the metal like this right now, then we're gonna have to step up our individual efforts, definitely. I guess breathing is number one, right? We gotta got more self-discipline right now in a big way.
Yeah. The breathing is the key all the time. It's the answer all the time to any issue, any problem you got. It will do nothing but assist, tapping into the source. That's where we come from, and we get to our natural state. You know what I mean? Let's continue on some more comments. dCyfa says, I believe they were mentioning some recent celestial events as possible contributing factors. Yes. Give thanks for that. When you get this spike protein antibody in your system, it will permanently and irreversibly change your immune system. I think he meant antigen. When injected, this shot that has polyethylene glycol on the coating on the outside of it, that is what's leading to an anaphylactic reaction, definitely contributing shock and death. Yes. There's going to be massive injuries, shock, and a lot more death within the next 4 to 18 months, unless we can avoid it. And that's what we're pushing out, this information out here, getting people tuned in how to get their bodies in as best shape as they can to avoid the possible negative outcomes from this, right? Sound reasoning, yes. Yes, tranquil partners, yes, peace, letting us release. Vaccines are gene therapy in this case, right? In this edition, because I want to reiterate, when we talk about vaccines, we created the vaccine technology. The first introduction of Western physicians to vaccine type of thought, which is an inoculation, which means taking some of the either someone that is recovered from some sort of pathogenic process, right? Some sort of infection, taking some of their bodily fluids one way or the other, and exposing people that haven't been exposed yet to that, like in a controlled way. We created that they picked that up from us during the period where we were held in captivity over here in the West, still, but it's in the mind now, right? We're not in chains, but we're mentally chained. But we bought that technology here. So I'm definitely not anti-vaccine concept of training our immune system. There's nothing wrong with that concept of vaccine. It's what they're introducing along with it. What are the other ingredients? And now this RNA stuff, it doesn't even fulfill the criteria of vaccine, which is meant to train your immune system and build up or support the natural immune process, right? This is going right across it and programming a whole separate process. So I want to keep that clear. I don't myself personally, and the angle we come from is not that all vaccines are bad, like as if we were the ones that created
No,
it.
I think what you're really referring to is inoculation, right?
Inoculations, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Versus vaccine.
Mm,
Vaccine is what that modern the modern system has
interpretation.
done with inoculation, has taken inoculation and moved it up to this, I shouldn't say up, but moved it aside to this technique of vaccination. Yeah. So the original is inoculation, and
Yes.
the modern is vaccination. But remember, vacus means cow.
Right. Comes from Carl, and that whole herd immunity and all of that was from them um, protecting their herds, literally, and then introducing that technology. Your brain, it's again mind control. All right, so let's shift gears. We got a few more minutes. Let's move on to a couple other concepts. Let's go right to the mask issue, right? Are masks effective, or right? Do they introduce another source of contamination? So yesterday we had a bit of a dialogue in the Telegram group yesterday afternoon, yesterday evening, and a video played. I definitely want to play that video right now because there's some controversy around that whole issue. But even still, right, brother Frankie, even if it's these things are not alive and they're just fragments, right? That's not a good thing either, right? Introducing these fragments, either if it's microplastics, some form of nylon or whatnot that's breaking off, or some other fragments of some other, fabric or whatnot. If it's synthetic or whatnot, you don't want to be introducing that into your system. So these masks are a source of contamination on various levels, however you look at it. And I'm got a quick little, let's see, the image to reflect on that. Where is it? Okay, not an image, article we can go into real quick that describes the right. This is from Green Med Info. I'll post the link in the Facebook and YouTube comment section, so you can refer directly to this and get the URL. It says a new study on face masks highlights their inefficacy, right? The lack of accuracy, lack of safety, and ability to cause physiological, psychological, and long-term health problems, which may culminate in immune suppression. This piece here. That's that component is clear as day, right? Because in order to make your immune system function at its optimal, you need good breath, right? You need oxygenated blood system, and you need those endorphins. There's neurotransmitters secreted of that when you're in that joyous state, when you're oxygenated, your immune system's gonna work at its optimal function level, right? But if you're not breathing fully, which happens when you got a mask on, you cannot possibly get a full breath of air in with that mask on, and you definitely can't expire or let the air out of that's full of carbon dioxide and other toxins that your body's releasing and getting rid of. You're keeping that, you're recycling that and sending that right back into your system, right? Without letting it be, a full gas exchange take place. They're problematic from the top. So that immune suppression issue is right on the top of the issue. Then worsened chronic disease, right? Accelerating aging and premature death. All of these things are being attributed to, and studies are demonstrating it. Not to mention bacterial pneumonia and rashes and whatnot that are young people that are having to use these masks in school all day or whatnot, or younger people at work and whatnot, that is increasing the risk of or rate of bacterial pneumonia, which will cause premature death if it's not treated effectively and early. So I'll send the link to this article, not to go into heavy onto it, but it says it's not simply an issue of whether or not they work, right? It's not simply an issue of whether or not they work, right? Though, as he writes, because we're not going to go down that road, whether or not they keep the aerosols down when you spit, you know what I mean? The point is you're giving it to healthy people. Healthy people. And these are the two issues that come together with this mask issue. When you ask healthy people that may or may not test positive for the PCR test, and we already talked about how the PCR test is, it has high false positive rates. It's too sensitive. It picks up any type of coronavirus fragments, dead nucleotides, as Fauci himself speaks of, right? It picks all of that up and could give you a positive result in their analysis, calling it positive, when it's just some degree of how much, how many cycles it took to show that there was this amount present in your system. It's crazy. And then you're diagnosing just off of that information, which has never been done before. You normally go to see a physician when you have symptoms. You are able to shed a virus during and when you are sick. And the sickness is just your immune system responding, the inflammatory response. Your body, your body's fighting back when you feel sick. Huh? It's not necessarily a bad thing again. The turning that against us. Oh, avoid this sickness, avoid that. You need to be as healthy as you can so that when you are exposed, your body copes with it as best as possible. So I won't go too much further into it. I'm going to read a few more lines, right? Scientific evidence supporting face mask efficacy is lacking. We know that, right? Or that wearing something is better than nothing. So we talked about that. We're not going to go down that road. He says the paradox, he notes, has been apparent from the beginning of SARS-CoV, affects the respiratory system, potentially leading to respiratory failure and death, though it should be noted that the case fatality rate is low, considerably less than 1% from the beginning. That's with or without mediation, according to Dr. Fauci and his colleagues, right? And more akin to those of seasonal influenza virus. So they're also promoting, this is a big issue, and I want to close up this segment today on this note, and we could take on some comments and things with the issue of promoting the vaccine for people that have recovered. This is another issue, right? Let me go to change this. The other issue is, right, these efforts to mitigate the spread, contributing to variants and successive waves, and promoting that healthy people, people that have recovered need to still take the vaccine. This is a gigantic issue that can introduce serious problems when this person, obviously, if they've recovered, right, they have been exposed. They have a healthy immune system that got them through this situation, and the immune system's now trained to recognize that particular version of whether it's a coronavirus or not, right? Or it could be some other pathogenic molecule or I don't want to say product, but kind of, because when we get into tomorrow, we'll see that this is really more akin to a product, something that was produced artificially than it was occurring naturally. So we'll get into that issue. But the exposure to it, and if you get over it and don't have symptoms or mild symptoms and have recovered, there is absolutely no need for you to ever take any vaccine. right? That's by definition. And the vaccine, or whatever this therapy is, excuse my language, sorry for cursing in front of you guys, using this experimental technology, right? It can only lead to harm in that individual, in these younger people most likely that have recovered, and older people that have recovered by being exposed naturally. And nothing is better than natural exposure. And we call anybody out, any physician, and really I'm calling out all physicians on this island, anybody that's in healthcare, anybody that's in this field. If you did not stand up and make a statement one way, shape, or form against this Dr. Ayo specifically, and I'm calling his name up because it's said it on countless occasions, although really Dr. Bart, I called him Doctor Bart, and Kim Mosen also have reiterated the same message of that this experimental therapy is going to somehow get us out of this situation, that you need to take it, and that it confers more immunity than the natural exposure, which they say by definition, this thing does not increase your immunity. It does not make you immune to whatever the coronavirus SARS-CoV-2 was, because that's changed, because this is a moving target that's always shape-shifting to a degree, right? There's always these mutations taking place in viral replication. So we got a lot of conflicting issues that we got to deal with and keep on top of. So I just wanted to wrap these pieces up with the issue. Oh, okay. So and any of these mitigation efforts are contributing to variants and successive waves. This also came up with Dr. Coleman. If you watch the Dr. Vernon Coleman's video, that was posted in the link also, and he makes a strong emphasis around this issue. Also, what's his name? It's not coming right now. That speaking of the fact that we are, by doing these efforts to flatten the curve, what you're doing is prolonging the existence of the virus and giving it the opportunity to mutate and create this other variant that could potentially be more harmful than the original. But if we let it, healthy people confront it naturally, it would naturally extinguish itself, as it does every low vitamin D season, or flu season as they call it. So we got a lot coming here. Okay, you guys want to go up on the comments you got going in the private chat? I'll pull up the some of these. Well, give me a sec. Let me go over these comments here in the comment section. I think right.
I was just thinking about when you were saying that people who have contracted the virus and then get the injection afterwards, that it could cause more problems. And I was just saying that, I don't normally get the flu, but at the beginning of this whole pandemic in March of last year, my daughter had the flu for the first time, and then I got it 48 hours later, and we both, we both experienced a high fever for one day, and we both were fine without medication within 48 hours. So, it's not to say that I don't know exactly. By that time, I was quite ignorant around the whole virus, and I was trying to get myself tested because I was in fear, And my doctor actually told me at this time they didn't have enough tests, and I was spared. I'm so glad that I didn't get tested. My daughter and I are fine, and that's the last time I got sick. I haven't been sick in a year.
Okay. Well, I hope that stays in that path. But even if you have a little bout with flu or whatnot, it's just telling you, your body's just telling you, or the environment's telling you, you need a little cleanup. So
yeah,
it's just
all I did is I did deep breathing and breathing steam from boiling onions and orange peels and different things that I like remedies that I found on the internet, and I was completely fine.
Wonderful. Let nature, and trust your immune system. These are big pieces.
Right. It started with the trust. It started with that trust of the immune system, because none of those remedies would work if you didn't believe they would.
Big piece. The psychosomatic effect.
That is true.
Let me go to the comments real quick, and then we can expand on it. So Mark says vaccines are gene therapy, right? These current ones, and it trains your body to attack proteins that's in the placenta. That's another issue. Some other doctors are evaluating that spike protein looks very similar, and the ACE2 in receptor that it works with are found in cells in the placenta. Yes, important piece there. Camila says yes, and the NIH study itself just released shows they are ineffective. The mass, yes. So that whole article, I'll post the link to that article. And if Camila, if you could post a link to that NIH study, which I think you already may have in the Telegram group. Camila goes on to say, yes, true, very true. Mass, a medical intervention that can cause harm. Yes, it's not just that it's not just whether or not they are effective. That one issue is whether or not they'll stop, prevent you from, aerosolizing some remnants of the virus, or prevent you from breathing it in from somebody else. We definitely know they're ineffective at preventing you from breathing it in around somebody else. We know that. That's far too small. Talking about microns in size. This is crazy. We know natural immunity is superior. Yes, natural immunity is far superior. There's no physician in this world that's worth the seeing that wouldn't advocate for your natural immune system first. And I'm yet to see anybody on this island stand up for our natural immune system. Any physician, any medical. We could get into the statement by Dr. Braun. Dr. Braun makes a little iffy statement. Kind of like he's opening up for the fact that there's other therapists. But where's this talk been all this time? How come you ain't been out there promoting that all this time? Got to call them out, because you have that title, you have that degree, and you are being paid to do it. She goes on, right? From decades of research, we know that the natural immunity is far superior than anything man could come up with. Right? Simon agrees. Okay, so play solid as a rock, Sizzler. Yeah, we'll play that at the end. I'll play that at the end and get towards the end of the show, so that if we get blocked, it's over. You already got the information. Right, yes. Call them out. Yeah, all of them. Any physicians, any healthcare worker, any therapist. If you have not stood up for natural immunity, you're part of the problem. And I'll say that anywhere. And you know what I mean? Because right's right. Okay, Nubia says, just got off the phone with her doctor. And my visits, not even that long. I called regarding the consent form, right? Pertaining to seeing if I have immunity. I stated my case, and the doctor basically suggested I should think about getting the shot. That's the only answer. Masks have also been demonstrated historically to contribute to increased infections. Yes, that bacterial pneumonia levels far increased, 8-fold. I'm seeing quoted, right? Within the respiratory tract, and it's got a document there. Link. Give thanks for the research, Mark. Toy, yeah, it's ridiculous. Maya says because 2 billion microbes are wrapped in aborted fetuses. That's some interesting info. Because the mRNA is wrapped in aborted fetus cells. Yes, the adenovirus and it's grown on aborted fetus cells and then transported using adenoviruses. We get into that.
I think you may be referring to why placenta is being attacked.
I got it. Okay, to give thanks for that link, Frank. Yes, I didn't make the connection directly. Yes. That placenta issue. We gotta explore this further. This definitely warrants a deep dive, right? Yes, as he went on. All right, so we're caught up with the comments. And you guys want to go in? You want to go on that a little bit further, Frank or French? Before I start, we got maybe one more image.
We can continue.
All right, let me do this one thing real quickly. Let me bring up this Magafuli article. This is what leadership really looks like. This is what leading from the front looks like. Magufuli, rest in peace. Magufuli, the former president of Tanzania that passed away recently, stood up against all of these therapists that promoting out there. Yes, Jeremiah says yes, yes. That's the exact link he's making. Yes, yes, yes. Give thanks for that, making that link up between you two just now, you guys. Bless up for that, clarifying that. So Magafuli's COVID response saved thousands of lives. This is in News Africa, right? There's image of Magufuli himself before he passed away, delivering a speech at his swearing in. And he recently got sworn in again on November 5th. They had an election, right? He may have been ridiculed in the West for rejecting lockdowns and encouraging prayer-a-thons. But as ex-World Health Organization scientist Dr. David Bell explains, Tanzania's late president John Magufuli is not seen as a pariah by many in the scientific community. He's seen as a lifesaver. And we will post that link that you can get into and you can refer to that I just wanted to bring that image up of what real leadership is and standing up for truth and right no matter what the circumstances, convenient or inconvenient. Truth is the truth. Claudette goes on. Claudette Fernandez, give thanks. I think this is the first time. Welcome to dCyfa. Want to know if you are naturally immune? If you have a routine MD, right, that you have a relationship with, I suggest to call them. Request that they sign the T-cell antibody test form for you to take to the KEMH lab, right? Every conversation done, there may be resistance and excuses not to sign. The results take approximately 10 days to return as they are sent abroad. We need to break their cycle of control. Give thanks for that info, Claudette. I definitely want to add a little bit of just a bit of a disclaimer with the T-cell antibody, T-cells and antibody, well, T-cell producers and antibodies. Their role is just a portion of what the immune system does. They play a significant role with the memory component, but it's just a role. So that story doesn't tell that piece doesn't tell the full story of immunity either. Just it's an immensely powerful and flexible system, and we'll get into eventually, definitely not today, the whole issue of targeting specific antigens, right, and having too much of a too sensitive of a system. That's not the word I want to use. Being too focused on that specific target makes it has an issue in the long run with allowing our immune system to face the variants. And we'll get into that on another episode. So stay tuned in here because we're going to bring you nothing but information. Mark says, info on mass, anything else? Okay, give thanks for the link. And Nubia has a wonderful link there. Catch that link. Maya says they subjugate first. If the weaker peoples will stand for it, then exploit. And if they will not stand for subjugation nor exploitation, the other recourse is extermination. Is that what we're going through right now? Marcus Garvey, rise up, mighty people. Give thanks, yes, for this crucial information and platform. Give thanks, yes. This is what it's about. Look, send your friends and family to the past classes or past sessions, reasonings, because we're going on heavy on a lot of topics. This is day 8 of the process, right? And we did a week before that evaluating whether or not biological warfare was even possible. So we covered a lot of good material. So tune in, go back. It's like a whole curriculum we laid out here. Nubia says, regarding the article from The Guardian, if you look to the left, you'll see the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which funds The Guardian. Give thanks for that observation, because that's key, is increasing your observation skills. All right. So we're already at 11. We're going to wrap it up. Any closing words, you guys? Yeah, let me pull my camera on. I forgot to pull my camera in there. Frenchie, anything? Your mic's still frozen. Mic's on silent. Your mic still on silent? Yeah.
Sorry.
No big.
I was just saying I want to give thanks for this. I mean, I'm being confronted with realness right now, and definitely feel it in my body. You know, I feel emotional. I'm not gonna lie. This is serious matters, and when you realize that the power's in your hands, it's kind of like, well, we have to do something, you know. And so, what can we do? Is each one reach one, each one heal one, each one reach your purpose. You know, like it's time. Whatever your talent is, just be all in with it. You know. And I think that so far in this community, this is what we're about. And I can't wait to see where this is going to go, because this is the real stuff.
This is it. This is it. We're tapping right in. Give thanks. Give thanks for your contribution, being there, promoting this. And you got another Thursday, another session on the coming up.
Tomorrow, 8:15. Email me, thedreamfactory642@gmail. Put it in the chat.
I have it here too.
Tomorrow's session on Zoom. And yeah, let's get this ball rolling.
Yeah, so we get that sustain. So this community can function sustainably. We could be paying ourselves. Yes, give thanks for that contribution, and you're sending it out in the Facebook. Frankie, you got any?
Yes. I'd like to say highest honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali, first of all, for bringing the concept and the knowledge of ourselves, concept of nationality and the knowledge of ourselves back to our people, and also to the forerunner, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, who prepared our people to accept the knowledge of ourselves and our nation. And our nationhood and nationality. Also, all the true and divine prophets, because all the prophets brought back knowledge of ourselves to the people who needed it the most at that time in that place. And so all of them, you know, Buddha, Confucius, whoever you see as a prophet, because they're all talking about self-love and in different ways, right, in different languages. So thanks as well to all who participated, whether you're listening, even if you don't comment, you're still participating. And, you know, we give thanks for your energy and your attention. Attention is all we have. And so what you put it to is what you worship. I'm not saying you're worshiping us, you know, but you are worshiping yourself by putting your attention to what resonates with yourself. So peace and love to everybody. And, yes, Toy, know thyself. I like to leave it on that there. Peace and love, and know thyself.
Yes, give thanks. All right, so I'm gonna pull you guys out. I'm going to some music. Give thanks for being here. Give thanks for being a part of the process as we awaken ourselves and share the knowledge and spread this knowledge in a way that you know, we're increasing our strength, our fortitude, our ability to fight, so we can make decisions from an informed position. And that's what we're about. And in them vibes, I'm gonna run some tunes, because the consciousness has been in the tune. Trust me, been in the music. So I'm gonna run some heavy tune. Let's pull up this Dennis Brown Revolution. Because that's what we need right now.
Are you ready to stand up and fight?
Esau, yes, Jacob. It is time to sip your cup. Jacob, Jacob, yes, Esau. It is time to uphold the law. Give my time, I will not concede. Lock I down, asking how I plead. Checking out the joint, waiting to be freed. This have nothing to do with class or creed. All over the world, this is going on. Plant a crop before harvest, all is gone. Esau, Esau, yes, Jacob. It is time to sip your cup. Jacob, Jacob, yes, Esau. It is time to uphold the law. Open your door, you surround by red, green, black clothes squad. Making neighbors curious, saying them done something bad. Injustice have a way of being two-faced. So I'm telling you, get out of my space. Don't give the kids no dope. We know that there's a pope. Don't give too much room. That will shatter our dreams and hope. Hey, Esau, Esau, yes, Jacob. It is time to sip your cup. Jacob, Jacob, yes, Esau. It is time to uphold the law. Give my time, I will not concede. Lock I down, asking how I plead.
They can't keep a good man down. Always keep a smile when they want me to frown. Keep the vibes and I stood my ground. They will never ever take my crown. Oh, damn bless, I say no man curse. Things getting better when they thought it would be worse. Here comes the officers asking for a search. They found no weapon, just only a draw first. But I'm so solid as a rock, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set their traps, they just can't stop me now.
I'll pull that tune up, run that tune again, big tune. Sizzla, Canterbury Ivy selection.
They can't keep a good man down. Always keep a smile when they want me to frown. Keep the vibes and I stood my ground. They will never ever take my crown. Oh, damn bless, I say no man curse. Things getting better when they thought it would be worse. Here comes the officers asking for a search. They found no weapon, just only a draw first. But I'm so solid as a rock, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set their traps, they just can't stop me now. People will say this and that, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set up roadblocks, they just can't stop me now. When they come with their evil thoughts, I just listen whenever they talk. I is the light into my dark. He cut and clear all my path. They fight me without a cause, trying to make my life so hard. The King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, give it all reward. I'm so solid as a rock, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set their traps, they just can't stop me now. People will say this and that, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set up roadblocks, they just can't stop me now. So down to mix me up in your dirty game. You're only trying to tarnish my name. You're only looking for the innocent to blame. When you're the ones who wish the guns down the lane. You only cause destruction and the pain. But the righteous believes in the rain. Love is all I got to give and I'm not to shine. Looking for the future, the sky I can't tame. Cause I'm so solid as a rock and they just can't stop me now. Even when they send their traps, they just can't stop me now. People who say this and that, they just can't stop me.
See them burn. And where is the blue sky? Where are the wood pines? Oh, what about those good times? Help me please, I don't know. The Amazon is burning. The ices are melting. Wildlife is dying. Still yet them go on. That's why them burn. Trees and hilltop sides them burn. Grass mountainside them burn.
Pull it up, run that again from the top. It's Alpha Stepper, Rastini, Street Dub Mix, Big Dub.
See them burn. See them burn. And where is the blue sky? Where are the wood pines? Oh, what about those good times? Help me please, I don't know. The Amazon is burning. The ices are melting. Wildlife is dying. Still yet them go on. That's why them burn. Trees and hilltop sides them burn. Green grass mountainside them burn. Smoke is in the sky them burn. See them burn, them burn, them burn. Trees and hilltop sides them burn. Green grass mountainside them burn. Smoke is in the sky them burn. Oh, Mother Earth is dying, Mother Earth is dying. But the people not caring. Only of them are thinking, where's the world gonna go? Forests being cut down, and underwater's have all turned round. No fresh fruit can be found. Does man have any soul? See them burn. Oh, see them burn. See them burn. Oh no, forests and mountains, them burn. See them burn, killing her soul. You ask them why they don't know. You ask them why they don't know. Mother Earth is dying, I tell you so. But she will wash away her pains and everyone will go.
Before the sunshine or rainfall, ignore the dances and sounds of the night call. I know the Lord and the know all. Ignore the signs for a chance of the windfall. They say invest in the moon. Sooner as the earth hits the doom, humans spoiling the sunroom. Never mind the sunshine in June. That's how to rule. Captured sun rays, smoke, rain and black fumes. But before I dance in the rain, but before I answer the answer, but before the rise of the train, but before the end of the end came.
See them burn.
seeds of life.
Bear the toil, maintain the strife.
Maintain the strife.
Let no sorrow dim your eye.
In your eyes.
For soon shall every tears be dry. Let no fear impede your course.
Impede your course.
No matter what's the force, all you got to do,
Rise in the strength of Jah.
yeah, and face life uphill way, yeah. Press on
Upward still
with a better hope
and stronger will.
stronger will.
Rise in the strength of Jah.
Yeah, yeah. And face life uphill way. Yeah. Press on
Upward still
with a better hope
and stronger will.
stronger way.
Than in the past.
Do you hear what I say?
Than in the past.
Yeah. Rise, oh, rise, oh, rise, oh, in the strength of Jah. Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Through all the changing scenes of life,
Seeds of life.
bear the toil, maintain the strife.
Maintain the strife.
Let no sorrow dim your eyes.
Dim your eyes.
For soon shall every tears be dry. Let no fear impede your course.
Impede your course.
No matter what's the force, all you got to do,
Rise in the strength of Jah.
yeah, hey, and face life uphill way, yeah. Press on
Upward still
with a better hope
and stronger will.
will.
Rise in the strength of Jah.
Yeah, yeah. And face life uphill way. They call it democracy, but I call it the comedy. They make us believe now we are all free.